All right, back at it again. Let's go ahead and bring in our special guest for today, Mr. Logan Weaver of Surmount AI. Logan, good morning. How you
I'm
doing today?
great. Nice to be here.
So, AJ, Logan, you got a chance to check out Surmount AI. So, Logan, how about you give us a little bit of backstory, because I was interested when you were telling us
Yeah.
before of how you started the idea and, maybe some of the passions behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, kind of the whole thing got started. My grandfather was a CPA, CFA. He got me started paper trading on Investopedia when I was in like the sixth grade. And then from there, I went off to, I was always a huge mathematics nerd, went to a private school that was really heavy in math. Eventually went to UMD and Robert A. Smith School of Business. And that's really where everything started because I had been interested in creating my own strategies at the time, but it didn't really occur to me that there was kind of a large group of people out there that were kind of interested in doing the same. And so at UMD, we were taking more of like a quantitative approach in terms of how we were handling that particular student managed fund. And I just kept seeing time after time like people kind of like really excited to get started, but just falling on on their face in terms of how to figure out how to get started. So it really, I mean, it was like it started as just like a weekend project to make it such that anybody that had an investment idea, even if they weren't technical, even if they weren't, a market guru or anything of that nature, they could productize that idea and then either use it themselves, across the different brokers that they might want to, and or share it with others. So that's kind of how everything got started. And we actually just crossed. I'm doing my weekly investor update right now. We just crossed 110 million in assets invested through the strategies created on Surmount. So things have been really cool. We're excited. This seems like a huge growing industry of people that are interested in like automating some sort of investment logic, whether that's just rebalancing or doing kind of the whole everything for you. And we're trying to just be the main company that's really playing a significant role in that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. Tell us a little bit because let me, do you mind, Sip, if I tell the viewers why I think this is phenomenal?
Of course, it's your show.
So guys, I like to do end of day trading, right? So 10 p.m. my toddler's gone to sleep, and I sit down and I look at all my signals, and I'm like, oh, and I do my due diligence, and then I'm like, all right, I want to trade this one tomorrow. And we've talked about my automation strategies, programmed into TradeStation, programmed into Thinkorswim, had to pay a fortune to have these data guys figure out how to, tweak these platforms so I could get, basically say, I want to make sure, prices are above this and that, make sure RSI is going like this or that. Well, guess what Surmount.ai does? And it doesn't even limit you just to kind of the basics that I look for. I mean, there were times where, I would want to see like I would want to make sure that the sector is going up the same rate as my symbol is. Otherwise, I would say, hey, let's hold off on the trade. Logan's system has access to all these data points. Plus, Logan's system then connects to, a select list of brokers and can queue up the trade for it. It's everything we've been looking for, and not having to have like crazy freaking programmers that you have to pay thousands of dollars to set it up, or to go down a rabbit hole yourself to learn how to program it. He's done it all for us, and he's made it into an affordable package. My jaw dropped when he gave me a free account into the, he didn't give me any special. I signed up. You can go online to his website and sign up for a free account where you can just like take a look at what the dashboard looks like. But dude, it's what we're looking for. Plus,
Thank you. That was I might bring you as the new CEO because that was a great presentation.
And
I got too much on my
Yeah.
plate, but
Yeah.
Logan, how
I
how
hope.
how simple is the process, right? Let's say, for example, I have a $25,000
Yeah.
portfolio. I want to create an account, and I'm like, hey, give me something as simple as the MACD crosses. Like, what happens, right? Like, how do you talk to the system to kind of say, hey, this is step one of what I
So
want.
that's a good question. I can, if you guys want, I can just share my screen and show you in a second. But just to
Yeah,
answer that, I guess verbally at first.
and get ready.
So
Buckle your seatbelt because this is
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you. So AJ mentioned it. One of the first things that we did was try to get as much data as we could get our hands on, collect it, clean it, and make it such that you could feed it into these models. So like, you're not just limited to technical, fundamental, like any data point that can be applied to financial markets can be used to turn something into a product. So here, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Sorry, this might be a little bit rough because I'm just going right into it. So live demos are always fun. But so this is my dashboard. You can see my accounts. You can see kind of like your monthly performance. But really, where the fun, kind of the core of the platform is. So you can create your own, which is kind of create section here, or you can just use something that someone else has already created for themselves and or others. And this is where it's really nice in terms of like if AJ had an idea, he can share it, and anybody can go in and access that product, which is just like a different approach to investment management as opposed to like working with an advisor or a robo investor. And for example, like
Well, they're doing some of the same stuff, aren't they? It's just not all right in front of you to like
yeah,
pick and
I
choose,
think
right?
I think some of the robos are a lot of the way there. If you think about fundamentally, like if I'm an advisor, my incentive is to grow my book of business. Like I want to make as much money as possible as an advisor, not provide like each of you the most bespoke investment management experience. So we're kind of trying to take something that's really client centric and affordable and personalized to you, and see what we can do with that. And a big part of that I think is this kind of marketplace model where the best ideas, the best people, the best portfolios, instead of just getting grandfathered into like your parents' advisor, you can find a whole bunch of different products that you probably wouldn't be able to find on like a Betterment, or any of the other robos. And here, like I was helping somebody create a 401k the other day, and it's crazy because even at like a huge company, I'm not going to name drop the company, but even at a huge company, you don't really see much about what you're actually investing in, and you could be investing like tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. So we try to, in a really simple, understandable, intuitive way, show you as much information as possible. That way you can determine, hey, is this strategy a good fit for my portfolio? If it is, you can invest, across, your different accounts. And if not, you can either find something else or have AI build you one. And let's get into that just super quickly for a second. So I have
This is Sip, this is where I jumped in and I was like, "Oh my god, this is
yeah.
awesome."
So let's take any idea. So the first two, we're about to actually combine ETF and no code builder and just make it like simple and advanced rules, simplify a little bit. But the AI builder, like you can take any theoretical concept. I mean, I don't know if this is uh, maybe it should be
AJ's
filtered,
got
but
some of
we
those
had one that
concepts.
somebody made a couple of months ago where it was like, if the global terrorism index increases by X% over Y time, and global weapon sales increase over Y, like it was all these different factors, and it's actually like kicking SPY's butt right now, and it's doing really well, kind of buying aerospace and defense stocks mostly based on momentum. But like, let's turn. You guys spit an idea at me. I'll throw it in here and we'll watch it do its thing.
Do you still have that one that I emailed you that you kinda made that little screencast of? I
I
don't know
don't know
how
it off the
ea
top of my head. If you
Oh, okay. That was the one where I was, like, making sure it was the follow-through rules a lot of our folks follow. They're just like, "Hey, if price of this particular symbol is above, yesterday's close and above the 30-minute, the first 30-minute high, then let's go ahead and go
okay,
long," right? Something
yeah,
simple like
cool.
that.
So we'll do like uh, TSLA if Tesla price. All right, if TSLA price is above yesterday's close, and what was the second portion?
And above today's, the first 30-minute high, the high of the first 30 minutes of today. Yep.
And you can
Yep.
get as simple as complex with this, and it's gonna basically right now it's gonna determine, okay, what does this mean? What data points does it need to pull in to make this statement true? And then on the back end, you'll see it in a second, but it'll actually spit out a strategy for you. and we're making it such that soon it'll be no code as well. That way you don't have to learn how to code. But right now you can think of it as like your own personal quant. So you can give it any idea, type it up real quick, and it will turn whatever you feed into it into some sort of automated investment product.
I mean, I got to tell you, I used to, for my follow through rules after my end of day signals, get really complicated because what I did in like 2008 and 2009 is like I hired some folks in the Philippines, and I would send them what I wanted them to
Yeah.
look at, and then they would go and they'd have like 8 charts open on their screen, and they would make sure that my rules were met. As I've kind of moved away from having other people trading and instead using my own program, I've had to simplify it. But now that I know you have access to all this additional, data points, I can go back to having like really thorough follow through rules. I mean, this is just like mind blowing, and it's so simple. You just type in, in plain English, and it comes up with your trading plan, and you can then paper trade it, make sure it's working, and then just substitute in your different
And that's one of the biggest
symbols.
things is paper trading, because a lot of people will get a model and then immediately like dump real money into it, and oftentimes,
Oh,
yeah,
no. That's stupid.
there it goes. I don't know what happened with the first one,
You
but
gotta
there we go. I think it hit a snag somewhere.
Oh my god. Look at that.
Yeah.
So this is the code that you would need to hire
Yeah,
out
otherwise
over the
Thousands
last
of
years,
dollars,
probably
right?
not
Tim.
like thousands for this, but it would be at least $50, $100 if I was to get somebody off of like Upwork or
Well,
something.
then I've been taken.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that might try to charge $1,000 plus for this. But I mean, seriously, like if I was coding this would probably take me maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 if I'm like still thinking through on how to make it work. But turn it into 30 seconds. If I want to make any changes, I can hop in, do this, add anything, remove anything.
Is it tell me about the brokers that connect to this.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's easy enough. Nowadays, it's so easy to move brokerage accounts if you're not in one of the
yeah.
brokers. But is there a big list or is it just a couple? How's
Yeah,
that go?
so basically right now we connect with before I stop sharing, I'll give a quick broker view. So we're actually about to roll out with what I think is going to be the biggest expansion on the platform, which is we're about to roll out internal accounts. You can create and fund a Surmount account with us. But right now you can connect most of the major US equities brokers and crypto.
Well, and I see interactive brokers. I know that we've got a huge Canadian
Yeah,
followers, and
IBKR.
they recently have.
Oh, sorry. Just
Go ahead.
before that, IBKR is great, but right now, just transparently, our connection, we're working with their team directly to improve it. Right now, it takes like 2 days to connect it because we're like the checks and balances involved with their system right now. But we're optimizing that. But definitely, like we get a lot of requests for IBKR from Canada and then Europe as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Canada threw out that's not how it worked. It turned out that our banks didn't want to jump through the hoops that Canada. So Canada IB is one of those brokers still there, and so I got a lot of clients that use IB. So that's at least you're working with them. It's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude.
this is exciting stuff. And it's nice to see you leveraging the technology that's out there. I mean, for us, AJ's been teaching at Trading Train for over 21 years now. So he's seen the evolutions of the technology. And most recent with the AI, it's just everywhere. And so you find a way to make it work for you, right? And it seems as if you've created an awesome solution for that. So, kudos to you, kudos to the team. I think we'll have our viewers be asking a lot of questions just because it is very intuitive and you're definitely on to something. So I'm excited to see, AJ, what you do, what you build in there as well, because I imagine you're going to get in there rather quickly because of the strategies that you have that seems like can be pumped out rather easily.
Well, we can turn that whatever number you gave you, we can add it, just with my portfolio, add another 20 million to it. So let's figure that out, guys. What can they do? They can do like I did. They can go to your website and create a free
Yeah, we're
account. Yeah.
fully launched now. We launched about a year ago, so anybody can sign up. It's free to get started. If you want to deploy any live strategies, it's going to be $10 to $20 a month, whether you do monthly or annually. But our objective is just like we don't want to gouge prices out of people. Like we want to be a cheaper, more personalized alternative to traditional investment management. So let us know what we can do better. What you guys love, and really, we're building our product roadmap based off of feedback. So really want to build the best software driven investment management app for you guys.
It's so awesome, guys. Even if you just go and poke around, if you get yourself a free account on his website, you'll get access to their dashboard and you'll get to see, how things work. And that's what I did. And that's why I was like, oh my God, this is the answers. And then it made me feel regretful that I've been spending so much money with custom
Well,
programmers.
those days are over.
Okay, very cool. Logan, thank you for taking your time to join us today. I'm glad that we got
Yeah,
to meet
likewise.
up.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This was a lot of fun, and would love to do it again sometime. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All
Best
right,
of
take
luck,
care.
Logan. Have a good
Thanks, you as
weekend.
well.